What's up, guys? It's me, I'm Elvin. We're back with another episode of our City Music podcast. So I think I'll just do a quick introduction once again. Who we are with City Music, we do retail. We have a lot of music instruments for sale here. We got a lot of pro audio equipment, recording equipment. In fact, the podcast that you're hearing right now is recorded on the Zoom L-8, and we are doing all of this in our showroom. Everybody has different mics because these are all the display sets. So today we have very special guests on our show. Our first guest, in fact, we have Coming Up Roses.
Hello.
All right. So guys, say hi to our viewers / listeners. May I leave the introduction to you guys.
Hi viewers / listeners.
Hi.
Hello. You need to talk about who we are.
Oh wait. Oh,
Yeah. Do the thing.
what? Me?
Yeah.
Oh, we're Coming Up Roses. We're a 4-piece band, but as you can see, we only have 3.
They can't see this is a podcast.
Oh no. Is it?
It is. No.
It's both.
It's
It is
both.
both a video and a
Ah.
podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, we're a 4-piece alt rock shoegaze band, and
All right.
our drummer's not here with us today.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
today we are joined by Darius, Emily, and Lorenzo. These guys, they're from LaSalle, started from LaSalle, and then now you're like everywhere lah, basically. Yeah, so they are starting out a local band, and you know, I really like their stuff. The first time I actually ever heard their things was in Retrophonic Records. So shout
Oh,
out
yeah, man.
to HK and the gang if you guys are listening. That was an amazing show actually. I really
thanks,
really liked
man.
that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that was the first time I ever saw it, and you know, I was just blown away. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the. We just go one round introduction. Then
Sure.
like what instrument you play, and then what your influences, all that kind of stuff.
Alright. So I'm Darius. I play guitar and like pedals. So I'm influenced a lot by like the 90s shoegaze, alt rock kind of stuff. So some of my favorite bands are like Sonic Youth, My Bloody Valentine, Pixies, that kind of shit.
Very
So
nice.
yeah, so
It's not really
and-
the same across the board, right?
no, it's
No,
not.
right,
Actually,
okay.
like
Yeah.
I think Coming Up Roses as a band, our influences are pretty like all over the
quite
place.
different.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
cool.
we all listen to different stuff. But yeah, that's my side of the thing. So,
then
yeah.
we have Emily, lead singer.
Yeah, so I sing for the band and I play the bass. Not just sing, guys.
All right.
Yeah, wait, let me think. Oh yes. So I'm quite different from Darius, even though I've been influenced by him to listen to shoegaze. But I like pop, like Billie Eilish. And then because of this guy, I like Florence. So
Who's Florence?
and the Machine.
Oh, okay.
yeah. But I also like I want to say like country pop, but I'm not very sure.
Folk pop.
Folk pop.
What is country pop?
Sorry.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
When I was young, I listened to Taylor Swift. Yeah, like her first few
Taylor
albums.
Swift slaps, man.
Yeah, but
Sorry, I
no,
don't know.
not anymore. Oh, Dua Lipa is pretty good. Like her new stuff,
Oh yes.
pretty groovy. Yeah, so more towards
Wow.
the pop side. Yeah, for me.
Okay, very nice. And then of course we have Lorenzo as well.
Hi. Sorry. Hi, I'm Lorenzo. I also play guitar, also play pedals. So, like, I'm mainly influenced by like instrumental music, like by the likes of like Intervals, Pliny.
Very nice.
Even though I don't have their technical skill, but I just try to.
I heard you playing in the shop. Some crazy stuff. I think you played Chon also that day when you came down.
I
Had
can't
a little bit of in
remember.
there.
I can't remember.
Chon.
Yeah, Chon, man.
Anyway, like my recent listening has been like sad boy pop punk. So like
Yeah, lo-fi 24/7.
Movement, Citizen, Neck Deep. Yeah.
Nice. And also we another thing is we are supposed to be joined by one more member of the band.
Yeah.
Bruce, the drummer.
I
who's
wonder what.
currently under lockdown, unfortunately.
Yeah, man.
Y'all got anything you want to say to Bruce in case
Um,
he's tuning in?
Hi, Bruce.
We miss you. Like we wish you were here, but I guess too bad.
Today is 75% strength, sadly.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's
Bruce is a metalhead,
Yeah.
if anyone's wondering.
He brings the heavy to our heavy. Does that make sense?
We're not heavy.
We're not heavy.
Okay, fine. To me as a pop listener, we're heavy.
I don't know if I were to put a finger on it, it would be like post rock, but it is kind of heavy.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So if you guys are tuning in and you don't haven't ever heard of Coming Up Roses, you can check out their stuff on Spotify. You can follow them on Instagram as well.
We have
Yeah.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp,
If you
yeah.
want to support us.
Now Bandcamp is
Shout
giving
out
all the
Bandcamp.
profits.
Oh, I just realized we can shout out. We have merch.
Yes. Please let everybody know
Self-plug.
where we can find all your stuff.
So we have Instagram at Coming Up Roses SG. So if you want, you can click there and go to our link to our website.
Will there
Okay.
be a link? Well, I guess you'll have to
Oh.
stay to find out. Okay. All right. So, I guess you kind of talk about your influences individually. Do you
Yeah.
all have any influences as a band together?
Yeah, definitely. I think we are influenced by a lot of the stuff that's coming out today, like alternative music wise. So like one of our biggest influences would be the band Wolf Alice.
Okay.
They're a
Nice.
UK band, alternative rock as well, and like drawing a lot of influences from that sort of 90s sound.
Correct.
And yeah, I guess we're also influenced by like a lot more of like the storytelling element of like music, because we like our lyrics to like sort of tell a story, and like unlike like sort of the normal like shoegazy thing, we sort of like try to bring a bit more of a like a narrative to our songs.
Cool.
Well, usually shoegaze lyrics can be a bit more abstract and like
Emo?
I don't
Is
know,
it emo?
not really
No,
emo, but I think like
Obscure.
yeah, I mean it's like a bit more like hard to decipher, and like it's a bit more.
I like that though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know I love that
Yeah.
too, but I think like what we try to do with our music is like bringing sort of that more pop element of like, or maybe even folk element of like storytelling and sort of thing,
Yeah.
and then combining that with like the sonic aesthetics of like the 90s stuff,
Right.
with like wall of sound guitars and like that loud soft dynamic thing.
That
Yeah,
was a much more detailed answer than I expected. But that's because you guys are all like music students, right? I mean,
yeah.
you're all
I'd say.
met in LaSalle, is it?
Well, yeah,
Um,
we did, yeah.
Except for Bruce.
except for Bruce.
Yeah.
But I also want to say that like we don't really try like to analyze our music,
Sure.
because I think
you don't want to
from-
overdo it.
yeah, right, and like from a songwriting perspective, it's like whatever comes natural, I find is also the best thing. Like if you try to force some stuff, it sometimes doesn't come off. So like we usually try to go with instinct more. Like I mean, if you want to analyze the music after and like say, oh, maybe this doesn't work, then
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
sure. But I think like usually, like our first instinct of what it should sound like, it's usually pretty spot on. And I'm not
Right.
trying to praise ourselves or anything, but I think that comes. I think that's like the case for most like songwriters or
Sure.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we play from the heart more than we play from our heads, or at least we try.
That's how
I'm
it
not
should be
sure.
done, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless you play prog.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like we're like a rock band, so it's like we don't try to overanalyze. I mean, like music school is good if you like play stuff that requires like in-depth thinking.
Jazz.
Like, yes, very
Jazz.
much yes. But we are not going for that direction, so we kind of like just whack.
yeah. I think it's like bringing that human element to it as well.
Hey, don't say that. So like, jazz people are not human.
No, I mean,
Good lord.
Actually, they're not.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they
out
are
of this
like-
world.
They are
I can't do it,
You
man.
know the meme, the ascended meme. Then you have like one
Yeah,
hand,
it's
then
ascended.
two hand, then jazz is like so many hands.
Jazz is the last icon with
Yeah,
the
the
crazy,
last icon.
crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Do you
but-
guys? I want to ask. Do you guys like write in a band together, or do these
Ah.
things come out like from like
Oh,
one person and then you join the thing and all that?
Usually like what happens is one of us would come with an idea.
Right.
Like usually it's a riff, or like Emily sometimes like brings in some like lyrics like or melodies. And we sort of like build upon that like one idea like together as a band. So sometimes like the song is like fully constructed from a songwriting perspective but not an arrangement perspective.
Right.
And that's where the band comes in, we bring our own parts. And through doing that, we sort of bring our different influences together to make it sound like how our band sounds. And, and like with the influences showing through that songwriting and through the arrangement.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lyrics mostly is Emily.
Yeah. Either Emily or me sometimes.
It's like
Oh, nice.
I would like to say like half at this point, but then like in the future probably more of me and less of no, not because of that, but because of the direction that we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's more suited to my style of writing because we
Right.
have different styles of writing, but essentially Coming Up Roses is the four of us combined. So even when I give them a song like with chords and lyrics, it never turns out the way I think it
Yeah,
would.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
that's a good.
But that's
Yeah.
that's a nice
It's
part of
what-
it.
Yeah.
right?
yeah.
You never know what you can expect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So can I say that you guys, apart from all this, you are also working on solo projects? Anything on your own? At the moment, since now we are all like stay at home alone.
well,
You can plug your YouTube
Oh.
channel. Man.
I know Darius got new stuff.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got his,
Okay,
new
well-
modern lights.
yeah, okay, so I have another band called the New Modern Lights. So for that band, we are a bit more like indie rock focused.
Nice.
So the songwriting is a lot more pop actually.
I actually
A
only
lot
found out
more.
about it this morning.
Really?
I was listening on the train.
Oh
over
shit.
here.
Man.
I like I like the top track on the Spotify, which is
Dreams.
Dreams. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, but for that band, I sing and play. So
Nice, yeah.
yeah, and it's not a solo project, but it's another project.
The band's
Uh,
with your brother, right?
Yeah, my brother's in the band.
Nice.
He plays keys. He plays Korg synthesizers,
Tambourine.
Nice, yeah, which we have in store here,
Yeah.
actually.
which we bought from here.
Yeah.
yeah.
What about
So-
you guys? Any other side projects you want to plug?
Side
Please
project.
go ahead. This is the platform for it.
Kelly Clarkson influenced side.
Oh,
No,
shit.
I mean, like for me, it's like I have school. I still have school. I'm taking degree, so I have to write my own stuff.
Alright.
But I wouldn't call it a solo project because I write because the school requires us
Yes,
to.
yes, yeah.
But I mean, it still comes from me. I do have songs that I've written at my own time that's not meant for the band.
Mm.
So like for those songs, I don't really have plans for them or what, but maybe in the future I can release them
Yeah.
like as a side thing. Yeah, but no plans on going solo whatsoever. Yeah.
Don't do a Haley Williams.
The
Haley
new
Williams
Haley
stuck
Williams
to a
stuff is
band.
good, man. Yeah.
And then for Lorenzo, any
Sadly,
one man project?
my time is very much constrained at the moment.
Oh, yes.
I won't elaborate so much, but it's kind of hard to like find time to pick up the guitar and like think of like stuff that's not already for like your main project. So
Sure.
that's all I can say for now.
Okay.
Mm.
In case you were wondering what kind of cryptic message that was, 3 out of 4 of this band is currently serving the nation.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
thank you for your service, and that's where the conversation ends.
Okay, yeah.
We members of the SAF.
Yeah, that's
All
that's
right,
how it
man.
will be, yeah. All right, and let's see. So I prepared some questions ahead of time, right? I'm just gonna go through it, maybe a little bit.
Alright.
So this one is about your current top song on Spotify.
What's that?
That is
Liza.
Lies.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
Yes, I
Nice.
love that
wow.
song. Yeah, I've been listening to it a lot the last few days. So I don't know how this question is gonna go, but I'm just gonna ask it anyway because I just wanted to know more about. So just now, interesting that you brought up that you talk about lyrics
Yeah.
and like how you guys are like it's kind of intentional how it's abstract,
Yes.
right? So the
Correct.
song Lies start with the swing flies like a bird in the sky, right?
Ah.
These memories are more than it seems, a fantasy that I know is not a dream.
Yes.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what these lyrics mean.
Okay, so like I had a poll once on Instagram and I was like, do you guys understand the lyrics to Lies when we first released it, right? And then half of the people were like, yes, and then half of them were like, no.
Yeah,
So these are
okay.
for the no people.
Yeah.
So
Here, all you know people.
yeah. So I mean, the song was written about like childhood and growing up, and so the introduction is about imagining a little kid on a swing and going up high, like in the sky,
Right.
because you have like someone pushing you from the back, and instead of it being a reality, it's actually a dream that someone like sort of dreamt of, not like literal dreams, but it's more of like an aspiration of what is it the word
It's
aspiration?
like idealism.
Yeah, like sort of like
Okay.
idealism.
Sure.
But then if you proceed to listen to the rest of the song, you realize that it changes its tonality of being childlike or having that reminiscing aspect
Yeah.
to something like
It's a little bit angry, like why
Yeah.
you lie to me.
yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's about growing up and thinking that you have this perfect fantasy. That's why there's the word fantasy there.
Nice.
And then you
Very
realize
nice.
that as you grow up, oh, your childhood is not what you thought it was, and that
Right.
there were lies in the relationship between you and the people important to you.
Yeah.
Like, not literal lie, I lie to you, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
the reality of like growing up.
yeah.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Big brain move.
yeah, for anyone who hasn't heard this song, please go and check it out. It's really good, and now you get a little bit of insight on what that first part of the lyric sounds is supposed to mean, right, from the singer
This
herself.
is like a genius video now.
This is the first time I've actually shared this, because
Alright,
this
cool.
is the first time that someone has asked me like what the lyrics are.
Yeah, because I
So-
was interested because it's not the usual like I look in your eyes and then your big brown eyes, you know, that kind of thing. It's like that's so literal. It's like yeah, it's like, okay, I can see the picture, but this one is like I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
And at first when I heard the lyrics, I thought it was like a bed in the sky. And then I
Well,
thought
that
like,
would be
oh,
interesting.
Yeah, I was like, oh okay, okay, I'm resting on the bed. Then after I go and search the lyrics, and oh okay, but sorry, which is on Genius. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is a bit
it
like
is
Genius.
on
This is a
Genius.
bit like Genius. That's why I found it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you guys during the interview, but then after I went and Googled it, then I found that oh, actually the lyrics on Genius.
Yes.
That's how you know you
the
made it.
lyrics are on
That's how you know you
the
made it.
truth
Mom,
is,
I'm on
the
Genius.
truth is we uploaded it.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Yeah, like it's uploaded. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's uploaded,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's fine. At least people can find it there. You know, it looks so much more legit with the Genius logo on the top there.
Yes. Yes, we're legit now.
Yeah. If I ever wrote a song and I get my lyrics there, all right, man. That's how I know I
Can,
made it.
can.
We're just
I
waiting
mean-
for people to like put in like their own. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
own-
and
their own
annotate it,
meaning.
man.
Annotations
yeah,
and
go
stuff.
ahead. Annotate.
Yeah, I mean we haven't annotated it, and
Okay,
Yes.
now I know.
Okay, now
I
you
can go and do.
annotate it. Then you like get all the upvotes and
Yeah.
and
Then I would say like, I think this is what this person. Oh, that sounds
verified.
You guys can verify it.
I
Like
have
if
no
I-
idea. I have no idea.
I have no idea how it works. So
I don't know. I never talked to anybody so famous before. Okay. All right. The next question I have for you guys was: are you guys working on any new material right now together? And if you do, what can we look forward to?
Yeah.
Well,
Question for Lorenzo.
if you've been following us on social media, we've been teasing,
Teasing. All right. I am teased.
like just like showing a bit, but not too much. So, yeah. So we're working very closely with a close friend of ours, Leonard Suse. Shout out Leonard.
All right. Hi, Leonard.
Shout out to Miss Tin and Miss Ya, his two studio cats. I miss them very much. So we've been like we just had our first recording session last Sunday night. Our first step was for drums, so Bruce was there.
Nice.
So we're recording like a new song which is meant for us to release like during the quiet time, which the three of us are serving the nation. Because like I think in this day and age where like if you don't constantly like keep putting out material or content, right, it's easy to be drowned out
Yep,
by whatever is coming at you. Like because there's so much new stuff happening, right? Then yeah,
Yeah, and
you
people are
fade
exposed to
away
it much
quickly.
more, like
Mhm.
a lot
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
So we are definitely like working on writing
Okay.
and new songs as well as like we're just like in the baby steps of like recording, leading up to an album hopefully. But yeah, we're still in like the very early stages of everything, and we'll make it up as we go.
Nice. All right. So yes, the answer is yes. There's
The
no
answer is
material
yes.
My next question is very political.
All
Something
right.
that we were mentioning just now. Not political, but like with the current situation, because we're actually recording this on the 21st of March, and we are in the thick of this current crisis that's affecting the country right now. So, okay lah, I make it sound like so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, more cases are
We are
popping out
like
every day.
1
This is
meter
the-
apart.
Yeah, this is the
Fine.
COVID-19 thing.
1 meter is not enough, is it?
It is
I thought it
1
was 2
meter.
meters.
1 meter enough.
Get out.
This is not. I can touch you. It's like not far enough.
Don't touch me.
Yeah,
Like,
so
like-
so my question here was, are you guys directly affected in any way by this current outbreak? And the answer is already yes, because today we already down one guest.
Right. Yeah. I think it's affected musicians and the entertainment industry across the world.
Yeah. that's right.
For us, we can speak for like Singapore. Like, there has been plans for like local shows, like this weekend, and we were supposed to play a show next weekend, but that got cancelled too.
Right.
So, and I think a lot of musicians and artists are feeling the pinch.
Right.
Because of because of the current situation. So it's a bit tough, and across the world there isn't like some sort of like backup plan at the moment, because this thing came out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah.
And it's sort of unprecedented for our time, I feel. And cause with all of like the quarantine stuff and like how we can't have like too many people together, which I still believe is like the right thing to do, because we do have to contain this situation.
Yes. Yeah.
At the same time, it's very hard for venues, it's very hard for bands, artists, concert organizers, big tours being called off, big festivals being called off.
Right.
So it's a bit of a trying time for everyone in this industry, and I'm sure for other industries as well. Yeah.
Were there any shows that you guys wanted to catch that is like cancelled?
Yeah, I was actually going for a festival locally in May that had Two Door Cinema Club and MGMT,
Oh yeah.
but that got postponed.
Yeah. We have one of our staff actually supposed to go for Green Day.
Oh.
Yeah, Green Day.
So
Yeah.
really sad. Yeah. And
So
he already took leave already.
oh man, yeah.
Just
So
these things happens.
yeah.
He
So
walks a lonely road now.
Oh.
That's for you, Lorenzo. Yeah, he now every day down here lah. So, yeah, but okay. So interestingly, we were having a quick coffee just before this session started, and I was just sharing with these guys that we actually have quite a lot of customers these last few days, because I think now a lot more people have time, I guess, to
yeah.
do their own music at home, which I guess that can apply for you guys as well lah.
Yeah,
More
I-
time to work on your own things.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think the isolation thing, well, since you can't really be out and socializing that much,
Yep.
it's a good time to like just like work on yourself, I guess. Pick up a
Oh, getting deep here.
yeah,
Work on yourself, huh?
pick up like not pick up, but like you can pick up a musical instrument, or
Yeah.
you can buy a synthesizer and learn how to program it. You can write songs, which is what we've been doing. Or if you're a musician or artist, it's like a good time to write, good time to record. It's just probably that life
Yeah.
element where you sort of have to stop for now. Yeah, I mean, you just have to make the most out of the current situation. You just have to do what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess there's a lot of musicians now. I'm starting to watch a lot of live streams
Yeah.
on Facebook
Yep.
and I don't know on Instagram, but yeah, I see more on like Facebook, and then they just doing live.
Yeah.
Are you open to doing anything like that right now?
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea.
Live sessions.
I mean,
Yeah, live session, quarantine stream.
Yeah, like everyone's doing quarantine stream.
well, we have before, like we had
Live stream before?
We
not
had-
live stream, but we just posted on our Insta story.
We did.
Yeah,
Not
we
you.
did.
Sorry.
Without
Oh.
your knowledge.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, now with
It's
your
okay, you were
knowledge,
busy
in the
army,
future, maybe we do
like-
one. Yeah, we're actually thinking of doing another, like having you guys over again, maybe to do a simple simple performance,
Yeah.
like an unplugged set, down the future, so that we can let people hear your music live, right? Since now everybody cannot come out also.
Yeah. The live stream stuff is great. It's just like get to keep the audience engaged. And I guess as a musician, being able to like play your music live to a certain extent.
Yeah,
I guess there's still that desire to perform. I mean, you're a performer or a musician. Yeah.
Right. So one of the artists that I like to watch on Facebook Live is this guy. His name is Mark Ribile.
Mm.
He's a like a live looper.
Ah,
Alright,
yes.
so it's just him and his setup and then his mic. So when people tune in, they comment. he actually puts it in a loop. Like they tell
Oh,
him
that's
like,
sick, man.
like what to sing and then like all the funny things. So then he like, it's like I find it's a little bit of a different interaction
Yeah.
as compared to when you
That's
guys are
like
on stage.
like another level of
Yeah.
performance and
Yeah.
audience engagement.
But
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
you need an audience to engage with. Right.
Yeah, even if it's like 3 people watching and if it's like nonsense, I think you can still, you know, like work
Yeah,
something
yeah.
out. Isn't a problem.
You should try that.
Yeah, you guys can try it on,
Eh,
on your own Facebook.
Yeah.
Slam poetry, like, yeah.
Slam poetry.
Just reading comments as poetry.
Yes.
Yeah, with like ambient music in the background,
Well,
post rock in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna.
I'm not sure how the distortion would work.
Why?
Doing a
What would
live
be the
feed
distortion?
though.
Anything can work now.
Yeah, anything can work.
RIP headphone users.
Technology is our friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been using this L8 a lot, and I think, you know, something like that can definitely like channel everything to the phone. Even we've done a
Wow.
live stream of this thing. Yeah,
We-
so yeah, you guys can definitely look into that. Maybe if you want to work with us, we'll take this off air and then you know
That's
we can
sick.
work out something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I guess that's kind of it for my questions for today.
Alright.
So I think it's just a nice, short and sweet little thing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll end off with anything that you have to say to our young musicians now, our creators in quarantine.
Ah. Yeah. I think
Bruce
it's
included. sadly.
yeah. So I think it's a great time to work on your craft with the current situation. So just write music, put it up on Bandcamp, SoundCloud, whatever platforms there are. And just like work on your stuff. So when this thing goes away, and hopefully you'll go away very soon, go play a show, go watch some live shows, and I think it's a good time to like, once this thing is over, it's a good time to like really like appreciate the privilege of being able to go out and play, or go out and watch bands, because like live music, like now people are gonna miss it,
Yes.
and people don't realize that, I guess, when we have it. Yeah.
What? Do we all have to
Yes.
say something?
Everybody say something.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna start first anyway. So, I think like with the rise of like looping artists, like the guy you just mentioned,
Yeah.
and probably stuff people like Tash Sultana, it's
Yeah.
like you don't even need to have band members with you to make music. Not shading
Okay,
like
people-
not shading actual band members, but like there's so much creativity you can pull out of your own head, like with just yourself and a looper lah. Like, I mean, I don't personally have a looper or anything, but it's like you just make use of whatever is available to you. So at least you have like a creative output, you know.
Yeah.
So, and also just keep practicing the hell out of your instrument, keep writing songs, keep the momentum going.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, thanks for helping me buffer some more time for me to think, because now I have something. Okay, so
I could actually see the processing happening live,
The
the math formulas and stuff.
yeah, so I think like one important element that we all have to consider during this time is like the people. Like
Yes.
I mean, there are people freaking out, and then there are some really chill people. But I feel like music is something that can unify people.
Right.
So I've seen like even JoJo has come up with songs about the whole epidemic. I think it's really important, like Darius said, about storytelling
Yes.
or getting messages across to your listeners. Like music can help people who are maybe stressed over this, or even like make people feel more bonded together. The virus doesn't discriminate,
Right.
you never
Yeah.
know what might happen, but I think like music is something that we all can enjoy and can bring people's hopes up. So I think like writing music is something that is quite great to do now, and
Right.
I think like using music to unify people is like quite important. So I think that's something young musicians can do for
Nice.
yeah
I can't believe you thought of all that.
yeah
so
man
quickly.
because like I had buffer 1 then buffer 2 then
Yeah, this time now it's a little bit tough on us, but it's a double-edged sword. You can use it to your advantage. It's what you decide to do with it, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, I think that's a nice quick session for today. Thank you, Coming Up Roses. Thanks for coming on our
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us.
little
having
podcast. Yeah. So once again, we have recorded this entire session on the Zoom L8. We're doing this in our City Music showroom. We specialize in retailing of music instruments and pro audio equipment, and now we even do podcasts. So you can find us on our Facebook and Spotify. You can find this on our Spotify, right? And you can find Coming Up Roses on their socials as well, which we will link somewhere in the description.
Description is down below.
Down below, if it's a YouTube video.
Like, share, and subscribe. I'm not very sure.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the bell icon. No bell icon, no bell icon.
What?
Yeah, it's just follow us on our Spotify, alright?
Alright.
So, alright, thanks Camille Roses. So, with that, we're signing off till the next episode. We'll see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Bye.